Hello there, and welcome to the Freudian Slipcast.
Whoops! Chris.
As you heard there, the guy who fell over is Chris.
Hi guys, hello.
You can't see it, but my bald friend here is Mike.
With a hat.
Oh, okay, with a hat on, but he's still
He
bald.
always wears hats. That's how we don't know if he actually has hair or not. He
The guy
might actually have a full lushing blossom of hair.
Oh, he doesn't. No,
I
he
do.
doesn't. Believe me.
Well, you brought me that wig. It's true.
I'm David. I have a full facial beard of hair.
Slowly getting drunk.
I'm slowly getting drunk.
I'm
Who've we got
Strud
here?
and I find crumbs in that beard.
You should shave,
So-
but you can't.
Why are we doing this?
Are you back on the floor? Off the floor?
Oh,
Yeah.
I got it.
That's Chris.
Oh.
Yeah, he fell off.
Why are we doing this?
We're doing this because why not?
Yeah.
There's a random fan fiction-y shit to read out here.
Yeah.
Some of it
Yeah, it's got
planned,
some
some of it not
fanfiction.
planned,
Yeah.
and then a random kind
I,
of.
I discovered Tetris fanfiction and I thought...
Yeah, that's a thing that
Should we
exists.
describe what fanfiction is first?
Now, fanfiction is when people have no time in their basement, sitting around thinking, what Doctor Who and the Teletubbies are doing today. Teletubbies.
Oh, let's see
Oh,
what
right.
would happen if someone from Crash Bandicoot and from Fallout had sex.
Oh no, there is a Crash Bandicoot Breaking Bad one though. That's the only one that exists.
So
One,
we're
it's
going to read out
part
some fanfiction. So if you like any of these,
Don't.
I'm-
If you do,
are
please.
inspired to write any, don't. We're not just talking about every episode. We're not going to be talking about fanfiction every single time.
Oh god, no! This is
Well,
just.
this is the opening. What a great opening this is.
So we're using a website called fanfiction.net, and it comes up with a load of different like sections. So it's got anime, books, cartoons, comics, games, miscellaneous, movies, plays, and TV.
My favourite's miscellaneous.
So okay, someone give me one of those.
SpongeBob.
What is that? It's going to be in cartoons. Isn't
Yeah, that's been
So it's
cartoons. So SpongeBob cartoon shit.
it? SpongeBob.
SpongeBob.
Chris, what are you fiddling with?
I'm fiddling with a USB stick.
Oh, sponsored by
Sponsored by
iSnap.
iSnap.
Yeah.
So iSnap, if you want to sponsor us, please let us know.
Also
we go.
sponsored by.
Shout out.
At this non-existent email address.
Also sponsored by Foster's Beer. I don't drink it.
And
But,
also Tasky.
Yeah.
What?
So
Oh, Tisky.
By the way,
Tasky.
I'm paying off a mortgage, so if you want to send us money, please do.
Yeah.
I would've got-
Patreon. We're not on Patreon.
We're not on Patreon,
So
no.
just send us money in the mail.
We are on Twitter though, aren't we?
I'm actually on YouTube technically,
Well,
but
yeah,
whatever.
true.
The F.
Oh, right,
at the
no
F Slippers.
promotions.
I'm sorry.
We're at the F Slippers on Twitter.
Oh god, we are actually. I forgot what
Twitter.
it
The
is.
F slippers.
Same
The
Oh yeah, if
fucking
you haven't seen our
slippers.
channel, we have a hot sauce thing.
Yeah.
We did like almost a year
Oh,
ago.
6
yeah.
million views.
Where
It's
you
got-
glad I
Can't
scream
believe
in
it.
pain
I'm glad
because
I
you.
wasn't there for that.
No, you wish you'd been. That was hilarious. You have him like
So if you do want to check us
Screaming.
out, subscribe, I guess. I
If
mean,
you
is,
want, yeah.
is this early to do this stuff? Because normally people do it at the end of the
We'll
So-
put the subscribe button
Oh,
below.
the link at the bottom
you'll
of
you'll
the
put it there
video.
and give us a like
Subscribe.
or dislike. Maybe you dislike
Yeah,
us,
share
but
with your friends.
don't.
You know, you're old
So-
enough to decide.
Are you?
Unless you
Well, we don't know that.
on YouTube.
Ask
Well,
your
actually-
parents first.
Ask your parents first. But
We should say
even
that
if you are
this,
30,
this is
parents
probably
first.
going to be rated 18, so you shouldn't be
Yeah.
watching it if you
you
like.
might hear words like
Alright.
bottom.
We found a SpongeBob one. I think
Oh,
you've mentioned this
SpongeBob.
before, James.
Here we
Here we
go.
go.
I remember reading it out later. But...
Yeah, it's called SpongeBob's Indecent.
Yeah, I'm reading that
Explosion.
one out. I'm reading that one out. That's a preview for later, I guess. That's definitely that's the kind of standard level fanfiction.net has. I've got an exciting Teletubbies one later. I don't know, believe it or not, right?
Tell us what your favourite fanfiction is.
Don't, please.
Okay.
Love of Christ, don't.
And if you love
Go for
Robot
it.
Wars, James has a channel.
James does have a
we were
channel.
doing promotion.
No, go on, promote it.
Jim Dramatic.
This might
There you
turn.
go.
This might turn them all off to it.
And if you don't want to watch any videos, Mike's got a YouTube channel and I've got a YouTube channel
True.
where we don't upload any
True.
videos. So if you want to watch nothing at all, go to our channels.
Give them a support,
I
you know.
subscribe to
Yeah.
things on YouTube and that's about it.
Exactly.
exactly.
Straight.
So if you want to see
You're part of the
Strid
system.
like subscribing to our
Yeah.
non-existent videos,
Exactly.
Subscribe for that.
then
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
For 100 subscriber
maybe-
special, we'll watch Strid.
maybe that's
subscribe
your
to
I mean,
thing.
what else is YouTube for?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And if you
Giving
want to
shit
follow
comments in the.
Justin Bieber Vivo, go ahead and watch that.
That's
Yeah.
very highly rated.
Subscribe to that. It's he does good stuff. He does like unboxing videos.
You might not have heard of Justin Bieber. If
Yeah,
you're,
he's a Canadian artist
He's Canadian.
who had a hit song called
Camptown Races.
Camptown Races. Yeah,
That's I believe it was.
it was Camptown Races, Races. Oh, that's what it went.
Do you know what? It's one of the greatest songs that I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, I love whatever his name is, Justin Trudeau. He's my favourite
Justin Trudeau.
Canadian. Top 10 Canadians.
Yeah.
Called Justin.
Yeah.
I'm picking a random one.
Go.
Out of here. It's called Morty and Cat Rick. Morty could still vividly remember the time when Rick had entered into his life. He had been just on his way back from home from school when he had seen this old cat for the first time. The stray had been crossing the street in no hurry, and then just sat down in the middle of the lane lane not noticing or just not caring that a car was heading its way.
Joe, I'm actually taking all the things about fanfiction back. I'm really interested.
Stephen King, are you listening?
Now that is Stephen King. Who wrote that.
Now, Morty wasn't the most heroic person, but he couldn't just stand by and watch an innocent animal getting run over. This is the punctuation. This is fucking awful.
I just thought you're dyslexic. You can read it. Not helping.
Watch an
We have a
innocent animal
dyslexic in the
getting
group.
run over. So he recklessly ran on the street, grabbed the ball of fluff, and managed to get back on the sidewalk before anyone anyone could get hurt.
Aw.
How was
The driver only honked his horn at him for the action, and the feline repaid his heroism with scratching a well-placed bite in one of the hands that held it.
That's cute.
That's cute, except it was terrible.
Yeah. Was that it?
That was no. There's
Oh right,
sorry.
No,
Right.
it's just a preview.
There's like that's
sorry.
a preview. If you want to read the rest of
Yes.
Morty and Cat Rick,
Give us the link. The name of the show.
then we will put the link.
The ring.
The link.
That's
Freudian slip.
Ice rink.
We slipped up.
It slipped up.
Slipping
and
on
then
the-
That's
put
the
link
point.
in the bottom.
Whoops.
Oh, he
In the
fell over
bottom.
again.
In the bottom, we'll put a link up your ass. Give me another.
Let's go for Doctor Who.
Doctor
was
Who.
that?
Why not?
I'll see if I can
Alright,
find
Mike's
it.
just throwing shit now. This is ridiculous.
Mike just assaulted me, so call the police.
I'm gonna get the crocodile out.
We've got a crocodile
Doctor
here
Who.
as well.
So there's
Stuffed crocodile.
75.3 thousand.
Too many.
Doctor Who.
Well, Doctor Who is very popular.
fanfiction.
Unfortunately, that comes with a lot of fans who are idiots. Chris.
Well, do you like Doctor Who?
No.
Like, comment, subscribe if you like Doctor Who.
I just
Not gonna talk about Doctor Who.
accidentally searched fanfiction on the fanfiction site.
And what did it come up with?
We've got some.
Fanfiction.
We've got
Yay,
some. We've got
let's
some
go.
meta fan fiction here tonight.
It's like, is there a fan fiction cinematic universe?
We're gonna go
Okay.
deep.
Fan fiction of Sigmund Freud.
Right, there's this one here. The description is, this is a lemon fanfiction.
Go on.
11, like 11 fan fictions
No,
in.
a
No,
lemon.
lemon.
Oh, lemon.
It
A
says
melon.
Ash, Dawn and Misty.
Oh fuck.
Are they from?
Okay.
That's
The
what it's called.
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Fucking-
So.
some Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
Gotta fucking
Right, should I
No
click
swearing
on
on this
it?
channel.
Shit.
That's all it
Oh fuck! I
says.
swore.
Go on, open it.
It's
Read
just
it
hey,
out.
it's me.
All it says, I've
What?
just clicked on it, all it says is, hey, it's me.
Also, the
So
it's
someone
also that's the wrong.
started-
That's the wrong.
And it
It's.
just doesn't start.
Hang on,
with-
hang on. Have we got a big Pokemon fan in this group?
Yeah.
James,
James.
And me.
James is
James,
big
did
fans.
you start to write that and then
Do you know what? Actually,
had a bit of a
can I look at that
wank
for a
over
sec?
Misty?
Because I wanted to come up because I mean my name is Buddha Zombie, as we know, and I love me some zombies, and I also do like me some Budweiser.
If
so
you've
a
heard of
combination.
Pokemon, like, comment, subscribe.
Actually, if you just
If you
exist,
just like anything.
Yeah.
I'm bringing in the big guns. Can you pass the laptop, Strid? Beautiful SpongeBob fan fiction.
Here we go, go on.
It's called SpongeBob Indecent Exposure.
Ooh.
And the grammar on this is awful, so I'm going to read it as if I'm reading it as the grammar is presented.
As
So
you
not
should.
even
Okay.
not read it properly.
As you
So
should.
you're
Yes.
reading it.
Introduction: SpongeBob has a large history of indecent exposure. He is good start. He expected dress his best to work.
What? How? Right. Okay. How does that even go through your head?
He is expressed dress his best to work, though his habits of him running around naked in several episodes in public one day.
Right, hang on. Who's picturing the sponge penis?
I'd love to.
Yeah.
It's just a square floppy thing.
Yeah, running around naked in several episodes in
Absorbs
public.
quite
In
a lot.
public one day, SpongeBob's pair of pants shrunk tiny in measure and don't fit him. He goes and asks Squidward for a spare pants. He says, "No, I do not wear pants ever." Then angrily throws SpongeBob off his lawn. Soon. Soongabob.
What? Soongabob.
Soon, Bob.
Soongabob. Soon SpongeBob, basically.
Oh, right.
It says Soongabob, though. Soongabob realised he had a meeting for inspection day at work and realises, oh, Squidward doesn't wear pants. Guess he'll be wearing a shirt. He runs off in his white underwear, like always. On his way to work, the fish seem disgusted at him. It's like, that's Peter. And one says, I always see that yellow idiot runs around his tidy whities. The other fish says, I always see Squidward without pants. Thanks for that information. He showed up with the Krusty Krab with no square pants.
Oh.
Mr. Krabs, SpongeBob, my boy.
No. Sponge.
Oh, sorry. I was reading it properly.
SpongeBob
Spongy boy.
Spongy boy.
Spongy boy.
Spongy boy.
I was
Wearing
going
Neptune
Sponge
in your pants.
I accidentally shrunk them in the dryer. Do you want to do Mr. Krabs, I guess, then?
Oh, and you think you can walk around in your undergarments like you always do? You wonder how many times you show off genitals in public. Have some mercy in you. Even I might fire Squidward for not wearing pants to work. Ow, 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 ow.
That's the worst impression. Mr. Krabs, he wouldn't. His Hess being himself.
Nobody wants to see Squidward with no pants. We also refuse service to your pink friend Patrick being shirtless.
Hi,
Patrick walks in. Oh, go on.
Patrick walks in. Good morning, Krusty Crew. I want a Krabby Patty with kelp fries. Then he wants to do what does Squidward do?
Absolutely not. Tosses Patrick out of the door.
That was a stage
Sound like a robot.
That was a stage
Yeah.
direction he went.
Tosses Patrick.
That's because
out of
Patrick
the door.
didn't read the sign. You're breaking the rules too, Bio.
I just realised I have spare clothes at home, but not my uniform to Krusty Krab.
Then don't forget to check your closet next time.
The end.
Yeah.
That was entire. That was
Right.
sure.
Can I just say that I didn't take any of
No.
what was just said?
So that's the sort of work
That
we're dealing
was
with tonight.
that was beautiful.
Yeah. Out of 10.
I would give it a solid 8 for creativity.
Yeah, 9. I'd be
pretty high.
Actually, Chris, there's
Yeah,
one
yeah.
I think you found I found
Yes.
for you recently.
So this is a fanfiction story based on the hit cartoon series Wacky Races.
I will actually point out, before you read the title and the thing out, the person who wrote it is a brilliant man called Yoshizilla Rendosaurus. So
if you
top-
watch
If you're listening, we praise you.
We love you. Thank you
Well,
very much.
I check. Go to doctors.
So thank you very much.
Check
So
them.
here's the story. The Wacky Races were doing their usual wacky shit in the middle of some greasy meadows
Why?
when Penelope Pitstop began farting, much to her shock.
I haven't read this past the title, so I'm no idea.
Oh my! Penelope Pitstop exclaimed as she blushed in embarrassment at how deep her farts were. Notice that they may be stinking up her compact pussycat.
There's a sounds like innuendo.
I never knew I was this musical. Hey, butt-faced, move your tube out of the way! Dick dastardly exclaimed as he rammed his mean machine into Penelope Pitstop, causing the car to spin around as Muttley laughed. Penelope Pitstop screamed as she went to a nearby river stream, her car sinking as she kept farting. Oh, won't someone help my poor little old me? We'll save you, Penelope! Exclaimed the anthill mob as the bulletproof vehicle approached the river, only for the entire vehicle to sink. Oh, for fuck's sake, cursed the leader, Clyde, as they went sinking in the river. Penelope Pitstop gasped as she kept adding gas into her car, which sank slowly as fart bubbles began surrounding her. Too bad for her. Oh, hang on. That's too dastardly, isn't it? Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
He's had some
You
healing.
got kicked in the balls.
Yeah.
So.
Too bad for her, they're going to win this race! Laughed Dick dastardly, evilly as he twisted his moustache, with Muttley chuckling as they zipped away.
That's it. That's the whole.
Is that it?
Thank you very much.
the whole
Thank
thing.
you.
Right,
Oh my god.
hang on.
This guy has written 1,485 stories.
Yoshizilla, if you want, we
King
might
of
do
Hill.
an entire podcast.
Alright, let's
dedicated to
look
your
at his
fanfic.
discography, including Ice Climbers Are Ski Free, 5 Ice Climbers at Freddy's, Mr. Hold on, I'm going fast. Popo's Pancake Panic, my favourite is obviously Tennessee Tuxedo and the Ghost of Space.
Nice.
And Tails Farting Problem. What is this guy?
Yoshizilla, do you like farting?
I think he does.
Thanks, cheers.
Oh, 'cause he eat
Thank
chili
you.
dogs. That's not helpful.
Yes.
Oof. Oh,
Like or subscribe if you like farting.
God. This is alright. Would you like to move? Should we?
Okay, so we're going to move on to the next
Swiftly,
section of the
yeah.
podcast, which
We'll do
is
that.
more of a quiz.
Oh, here we go. So, quiz
before
time.
we started, I went through this site and looked at loads of random titles to fan fiction. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say the titles, and you guys have got to discuss and figure out what it is.
Alright.
Now, some of them are
Okay.
one thing, and some of them are combinations of two different things.
Oh, crossover fiction.
Crossover fiction. So it's
Ooh,
either
wow.
going to be a TV, film, anime.
I presume you'll let us know if it's a crossover or a single.
Yeah, I will do.
Cool.
That's
So the
it.
first one is it's just a standalone one.
Alright.
and it is called Of Flames and Leaves.
Flame, as in like flames and leaves.
As in
I'm
fire.
I actually think.
I'm guessing
Flames.
I'm guessing some sort of Game of Thrones type stuff. Like
Game of
Actually,
Thrones.
I think- I actually think maybe it's
Pokemon.
Like, I was thinking maybe like Adventure Time, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh no, it just sounds like something maybe it could be. Ooh. Anyone else see other options? Or?
I don't know. Is any of us right?
Right, okay.
If it's close.
I don't think anyone's said it yet.
I said Adventure Time. He said
Game of Thrones.
Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. It is, drumroll please, Pokemon!
I said that.
he said
Did you say that? I
Pokemon.
didn't hear
Yeah.
Well done,
Mike,
Mike.
Mike won that one.
Yeah.
Right, second one.
Okay.
Is this a crossover or a single?
This is a crossover one.
Ooh, point for it. So I guess we get a point for anything.
So it's a bit of a more obscure one, but if you really listen to the name, you'll probably
Right. Okay.
Right, go.
Okay.
Shoot.
Okay, so it's called All That Glitters Is Not
Oh,
Gold.
it's Shrek.
Oh,
Sponge.
I was going to say Shrek and...
SpongeBob.
Nope.
Oh,
Can you read it
Shrek 2.
All that's glitters is not gold.
All That Glitters Is Not Gold.
Shrek 3.
And
Just
it's,
think,
oh, there's SpongeBob somewhere.
Shrek Forever After.
Shrek
you were
5.
on the right lines with SpongeBob.
Fairly Odd Parents.
No, it's not. It's not animated.
Wings and Wings.
It's like they're both like
Um,
proper films. They're not.
Oh, they're
not
films.
cartoons. They're not
Glitters.
cartoons.
SpongeBob movie.
Glitters.
No.
All that glitters is
Hobbit.
gold.
Oh, Twilight.
Right, Twilight's one.
Yes.
Twilight.
Glitter.
All
And
That Glitters Is Not Gold.
Gold. Maybe gold's the second part.
The Hobbit. Smell.
No,
Goldfinger.
Harry
James
Potter.
Bond.
it is. Drumroll, please. It is Twilight and Pirates of the Caribbean.
Oh, that makes
Oh.
makes sense in a dumb way.
Gold.
So me and
yes.
James have one.
Wow.
Uh,
Good job, James.
This,
being
this
half
next
that.
one.
So this one is called How Do You Solve a Problem Like Reg Barkley?
The Sound of Music.
That's Star Trek.
Oh, you just spoiled that instantly.
Well,
haven't you?
Reginald
You're
Barkley.
supposed to You're supposed to
Oh.
discuss.
You're talking to a woman who loves Star Trek, mind
But
you.
in the review it says you've got to sing it in the style of Sound of Music.
Ah, so yeah.
How do you solve a problem like Reg Barkley?
So, Chris, you need to get a point on the board at some point.
Yeah.
The straight gets
What
a point.
sense? Oh,
Yay!
Okay, I've got another one here, which is also a crossover,
Oh, okay.
and it was called Danger in the Cul-de-Sac.
Oh, Ed and Eddie.
Well,
Danger
Ed, Ed
Mouse.
and Eddie's one of them.
Danger
Cul-de-sac.
Mouse.
No.
Danger. One Piece.
Oh,
Danger in
oh,
the cul-de-sac. It's really obscure.
Batfink.
Bat thing. Is it another cartoon or is it?
It's a video game.
It's a video game.
Oh.
It's a video game.
Danger Mouse the game.
Super Metroid.
Invaders.
I tell you what, because it's
Space
quite
Invaders.
a difficult one.
Go
I'll
on.
read out the
Go on, go.
description,
Go on.
Yeah.
but I'll blank out certain bits.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Double D has a strange dream that this blue cat gives him a. When a dark figure appears in the cul-de-sac, things get weirder.
That didn't actually help. Actually,
Top Cat.
It's not.
this is a game.
It's not
Oh
really
yeah,
a
you
cat.
said a game.
It's not a cat.
Double D.
It's not
It's
a cat
not a
then.
cat.
It's not to do with a cat then.
What if you replace the word cat with hedgehog?
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh, you got
Yeah.
a point there. I'll give you that.
Thank
And
you.
Finally,
Oh,
Is to take all.
is this a single?
it's a double.
We've
Oh,
all got a
double
point so far.
So one of them is this is pretty obvious, to be honest.
Go
So
on.
it's a mixture between an anime and a cartoon.
Okay, One Piece. Naruto.
It's called Straw Hat Critter Christmas.
One Piece.
And South
One
Park.
Piece.
There's One Piece and South
That
Park.
was too easy.
Ah, right, I see.
Also, I knew you
Oh
picked
my
One Piece
God.
because it's you.
Yeah.
I know which anime you like, mate. It's either that
Oh.
or Naruto. Or
Good job on James, who won
So,
that little
I think
game.
James won that round.
Yay!
kind of. Yeah.
Well done, you did a thing.
Well done.
I'm good because I got stuff.
He wins a little stroke of the ear.
What have you found, Strida?
Right, okay, I
Go on.
found this. The reason why I like this one is because it starts off with a disclaimer
Oh.
that basically
Disclaimer?
explains that somebody saying, I've written this fan fiction, but it's not my idea, it's somebody else's idea.
Oh, okay, so-
so they don't really want to have.
Do they give credit for the
It's
person?
about the Teletubbies.
Well, fair play to you for giving credit.
Do they give credit to the person who originally?
They do.
Oh,
Good.
good.
That's
Good.
good.
Good to hear.
I'm just going to read a disclaimer. Because it's
Fair,
finished for
fair
me.
enough.
Right, to start this off, I is awesome. Did not make the story.
Do you know I is awesome?
No.
What was he saying? He's awesome.
I am only writing it. The person that really made the story is no other than Yuki Karules.
Yuki
She
Karules.
refused to
Thank
post
you.
it, so I am doing it.
So,
Oh, and please do not take offence to any of the content that is mentioned.
so Yuki Karules, this is for you.
But if you do have any complaints, you can take them to Okuru Tenshio, but the O is a 0.
Oh, brilliant. Koshio
Yeah.
0. Koshi 0.
Hope you enjoy the story. Disclaimer, I do not own the Teletubbies, nor do I want to.
Must
They
admit-
kind of freak me out.
They kind of freak me out. Oh,
I must admit, this person sounds very polite.
Who's your favourite Teletubby?
oh, honestly, he's got. Yeah.
Oh,
I always like Tinky Winky.
Tinky Winky.
His purse was
Oh.
amazing.
I'm Tinky Winky.
I like
Tinky
you,
Winky.
Nick.
He's got a
fucking
purse,
hammer.
so.
This
Well,
other one I found
Go on then.
is called Why Would Anybody Like the Teletubbies?
Oh, is this a rant now rather than a
This
film fan
one's
fiction?
called- Starts with Why would anyone like the Teletubbies? They wouldn't. They are idiotic morons. They are ugly. They can't talk properly. They look like they were meant to be TV aerials. Well,
That's kind of
the
the
whole
idea.
That's the point, yeah.
You idiots.
Yeah,
Telly's in the
typical
name.
ABC Kids characters, and I even heard that they are making a movie out of it. How
That didn't happen.
stupid!
How?
They're making a movie of this.
Oh,
Why-
apparently,
Well, I want to
this.
see it.
Yeah.
Just 2 hours of
Although
them
this
walking
is-
around
although
going,
this
"Ah!"
is- although
Tubby
this is
Toast, Tubby
2000
Custard.
This is 2003, and the
That's
other-
really happened.
Oh, what? We missed the movie.
Creepy
Oh,
kids
never
song.
It isn't much point because the Teletubbies is the worst show I've ever seen.
mind. Oof.
No.
They haven't
And that
done
is just a few of the
brutal.
reasons no one likes the Teletubbies.
They haven't seen. Only one more chapter of this. Then go on.
You know the makers of Teletubbies must be really screwed up to make a show like that.
This is not right. This is not a fan fiction.
This is just a rant.
This is a review.
Anyone who likes Teletubbies
Has to be
fucked.
fucked.
Right? Did they tell him he kill his father or
Which
something?
is-
I can't believe that people actually buy the crappy toys that have been made by the really screwed up makers of the Teletubbies. I feel that a lot of people are with me on this one cause. Teletubbies
Cause?
are not only
Cause?
dumb, but stupid, crappy, fat, I should talk, ugly, seriously fucked up, and why would anyone like them?
There's another chapter.
There's another chapter, yay.
How many chapters are there?
Oh shit, he's getting more annoyed now.
There's
Four.
four.
He's getting more annoyed. Here we go, David, reading
Here we
it.
go. On with review.
Why would anyone like the Teletubbies? Chapter 3.
Oh wow.
Here is a list of 10 things.
Okay, here is a list of 10 things. Fucking 10 things. Why we, right, I'm not like
We,
you.
as a nation.
As a nation, don't
Yeah.
like the Teletubbies.
Yeah.
And personally, I think I've got the population of
personally,
the
don't I?
world with me.
Yeah,
Well,
we'll
okay.
decide that. We'll decide that, and
Right,
you'll
okay.
decide it.
Go on.
as well,
Number
in the
one.
comments.
Number 1.
Yeah.
They are so stupid, I don't know why the makers bothered.
That's not really a rest. That's
Right,
subjective. That's
so-
subjective.
Oh,
Okay,
well, I
go on.
think they're stupid, so...
They-
therefore-
Right, well, it's what I've fucking heard of.
Next.
I'm actually
Number
worried this is going to
two.
get slightly racist.
I feel like this should be read in Donald Trump's
Here we go.
voice.
Go on.
Number 2, they are fat
The
as
what?
fuck. They can hardly walk properly.
It's
Sure,
okay, John.
it's fine.
Okay.
Number 3, they are so ugly.
How ugly are they?
This is the last one. Number 4. Go on, read number 4.
Number 4, look at their stomachs! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. Television screens? What the fuck is going on?
Exclamation, question mark, question mark, question mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation
Number
mark. question mark.
5, their makers are so screwed up in the head that I can hardly see why they aren't in a mental hospital.
Wow.
I love to see like a mental hospital. Like,
Wow.
what are you in here for? I stabbed my mother because I eat flies. What do you do?
a Teletubby.
For
They have a
shame.
TV in their stomach, you know.
Okay, number 6,
Oops.
what exactly are Teletubbies supposed to look like?
What?
Humans in suits.
Well, that's why you watch the
That's
show.
why you watch the
Are they male or female? Go on.
Number 6, what exactly are the... I've already said that one. Number 7,
It's alright, Trump, it's fine.
are they male or female? Number 8, we don't give a fuck if they go for a walk, they are still crappy little TV characters.
And there is like,
Exclamation.
Exclamation mark, exclamation
There's-
I'm not, I'm,
there is
like,
2
There's
paragraphs.
2,000
Right.
exclamation marks.
Number 9, why should anyone bother watching the show if it has Teletubbies on it? I've spent a lot of time being forced to watch the Teletubbies. What a dumb name. And I do not, and I repeat, not get the whole idea of it.
Hang on. You said time being forced to watch the Teletubbies.
So he's
So
probably in
What
captivity
is going
somewhere.
on?
he's been held out a Clockwork Orange style with
Yeah.
drips in his eyes.
Yeah, and then
You will
forced-
watch the
Yeah,
Teletubbies!
Eyes forced open.
It's like fucking Beethoven to him.
Number 10.
Number 10.
10.
You would think that they were tiny children.
Not
really.
No,
Not really.
No.
I have a couple of people to back me up on this one,
Go on.
so that I think my opinion should be shared here. Because who the fuck is going to listen to this apart from us doing a random podcast?
You know, in the time it took to read that, we could have watched an episode of the Teletubbies.
Who wrote this?
Some guy.
Some guy.
Some guy called Fairy Justice.
May like Digimon.
I like Digimon.
Me like Digimon.
Me like Digimon. Well, we're gonna
Me like Digimon, yeah.
go and have a Teletubby marathon. So if you want to join us, feel
This,
free to.
this alpha male guy.
I bet it's all on Netflix. On Netflix and chill with.
Shall we check?
Ugh.
Yeah, fucking
Nintendo
They're
goes somewhere else.
stupid. They go to those special classes.
Okay.
And it's about 2 as a number. Like,
Again, text speak.
What
Hang on.
are they with an R?
Can I just say
Big
one thing?
fat living TVs or what?
Yes,
Oh,
they
yeah.
are.
What's wrong with that?
They're living TVs. Me
I'm
likes.
defending the Teletubbies now.
Me likes
I never thought I
Digimon.
would defend them. There
Well,
you
I'm
go.
defending
That
them.
stupid
Who like...
Nunu porno
Oh, here we
thing.
go.
Okay, right, they've attacked Nuno.
Mike,
Sit
hold
up.
on, hold on
That
down.
is
The
it now.
Tubbies make him do all the cleaning.
Well, that's,
They're fucking Hoover!
that's the
That's
idea.
his
That's
one
like
thing in life.
complaining about us getting Henry to do all the
Well, I'm
cleaning.
sorry, but if Nunu didn't have that, he would depress. He would
No,
be
also
depressed.
the
He
reason
wouldn't
why
have
they
anything
need
to
It's
do.
Nunu-
got one purpose.
No, the
Yeah,
reason
exactly.
the reason they need Nuno is because the people in the costumes can't hold dustpans.
No, they can't. Yeah. They've got no fingers. They've only got like.
They've got like
paws.
one big hand.
Could you imagine Poe going around with a brush?
Yeah. Me
can't
like
do it.
Digimon.
Actually, imagine Mr. Clean.
Me like
So-
Digimon.
Ow.
Me like Digimon,
Um,
whatever it is.
Chris.
I think you should totally write a new show.
What I don't like about something.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you get in contact with
You
us?
should get in contact with CinemaSins and doing everything wrong with Teletubbies.
Chris, would you ride Nunu?
Would I ride
In
Nunu?
what way? First of all, sexual or regular?
But actually,
No,
both.
don't say I won't say actually to that.
Yeah.
Both.
Both. Well, I guess after when he's done cleaning, getting rid of the tubby custard, whatever it's called,
Yeah.
we can lay down. We can lay down. He can whisper in my ear or blow in my ear.
Well, he sucks though.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
doesn't blow.
He sucks
There's
his-
no blow option.
Oh right, okay, fair
The
enough.
permanent suck mode. That's
Well,
what
I'd whisper in its ear then. I whisper sweet nothings.
Doesn't
No.
even have ears. He can't even hear
you have to
you.
have
You can press this
consciousness.
button.
So
That'd make it
I
basically,
can press this button.
right. So it sucks in your ear.
I'd lay it down on a bed.
That's heavy, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I'd pick up.
No,
and
no,
lay
we
it
don't
down.
know. We
What
don't know.
was full of dust?
I'd put
No, I want
on.
to know what he does to it.
I'd put on. Let's Get It On.
By Marvin Gaye.
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. Good.
Okay.
Get it
Go on.
on.
Appropriate.
And whilst I'm doing that, I get the tubby custard and rub it on its chest.
Right.
See?
Is this? Can I just
This is
ask?
turning
Can
into
I just?
Ghost right now.
Can I just ask? Is this your tubby custard or
It's
just random
a mixture
someone
of the two.
else's?
Mixture of the two. We're,
Oh.
we're experimenting. You see.
Right. Okay. This is rated 18 plus. This
Yeah.
podcast now.
Oh, by the way,
Um,
for viewers who don't know, this is kind of the kind of things that Mike will actually ask us on a regular basis.
And guys, just
Yeah.
before we go any further, if you hear, just wait a second to hear a funny noise.
Ooh.
There you go.
There you go.
That was James.
He pinched my
What's the
knee.
next one? What's the
And
next
this is why I ask these questions.
Yes.
Do you reckon they walk around with a SCART cable shoved up their ass the whole time?
Well, they're on charges.
How do you charge?
How do they connect to the?
Yeah.
Also, I like
Yeah.
how I like how they can say like a topic of conversation and point
Yeah.
to the TV, and then it just appears.
Josh,
As well,
it's good
because
that.
this was back in the time when they had those really big square TVs in the stomachs. So now, would it be like a really flat screen that would go all the way around?
Yeah, maybe that's why they're getting fatter.
Yeah.
Maybe they just got
Yeah.
widescreen.
So
got
they wear these widescreen TVs like a belt, and then just watch
no,
you know,
what I like about
4K?
Sky Sport 4K, yeah, Sky Sports
Good.
3D as well.
Yeah, what I love about Teletubbies though is the fact that they, if they're watching something good and they say again, they actually appease the people. They do give them another chance to make the decisions and stuff.
and that's
Not
how we're
saying
getting
anything,
on to
do you know?
Brexit. But
So
also,
me-
I
like-
wasn't actually going for that, but
Well,
can I please read the poem?
Yeah.
Chris Asagiri 41 is a normal person, as normal as they go.
But when the Teletubbies comes on TV, she just refuses to say hello.
Lala is the worst. Dipsy comes in next.
I wish that they would be hexed by Professor Snape.
Doesn't rhyme. With
You'll get there eventually, don't worry.
390.
We'll teach you the ways of poems.
With Poe I care the least. Tinky Winky should be dead.
For I shot him with my
Okay.
best. But when they take over my TV, I would put them on tape. This doesn't rhyme.
I'm saying this like slam poetry.
Yeah.
I wish they would die. For last November they did. But I will not outcry because the Teletubbies suck! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark.
Yeah.
But before we're going to move on to the Colander of Truth, which David and Strider prepared for us very nicely.
Truth!
We are going to have one. Phil, tell me how much Teletubbies we're talking about today. I wasn't planning on talking about the other one. There we go. It's called probably the best title for a fanfiction ever. 5 Boys Meet 4 Tubbies by Unstable Universes, which is true.
Be prepared.
This is a One Direction Teletubbies crossover.
So, Harry Styles, if you're listening,
The weird thing is the grammar isn't bad,
get on this.
but it was clearly written by an American person or either a British person who doesn't know how they speak. Because there are some funny phrases in this. But yeah, I guess we'll get on to this one then. Louis plopped down on the tour bus coach and handed Harry a beer. Oh, cracking while cold woman the lads.
Are they old enough to drink beer?
Oh, they're like 10, I don't know. Harry took it with a cheerful, albeit exhausted, "Thanks, mate." The adrenaline of performing was subsiding as the tour bus started to rumble below them. They're on their way to the next venue. "Jolly good show, lads," said Niall. "I believe that may be our greatest show to date." "I can't wait to go off this thing and into my own bed," complained Zane. Oh, he's always complaining, Zane.
Go on, Zayn Malik. What do you
damn
like?
He wasn't sure about how much more of this touring with 4 of the wankers thing he could take. "I won't hear any of that, Z," shouted Harry as he finished hooking the controls to the N64, so man of the people.
Retro.
Retro, yeah. "No negativity tonight, lads, just a beer and a game, innit?"
Yeah.
In it, actually written in it.
No negativity
In it,
tonight,
Dan.
lads.
In
I
it,
like
lad.
that.
Oh, there's ginage.
No negativity
Ginage.
tonight,
So
lads.
for
I've
people
got
in other
ginage.
for people in other countries, that means isn't it?
Is
Yeah.
not it.
Yeah, lads.
It's
Yeah,
not
is
it.
not it.
Lads
Can't
means blokes. Blokes mean.
Oh, we've got a brilliant character coming up here.
yeah.
With rose-weary cheers, the boys took turns going head-to-head in Mario Kart 64. The bus driver and manager, Simon Cowell, looked at the rearview mirror as he drove.
Why is he
Off
driving?
to
Why
bed.
is he driving the thing?
No, there's actually a line that explains it
Oh, go on,
surprisingly. I'm not
right,
even
okay, go on
joking.
We're eating.
Did they
Off
get
to
the
bed.
golden buzzer?
So the bus driver and manager, Simon Cowell, looked at the rearview mirror as he drove.
no.
"Off to bed now, boys. Must have your voices fresh and your feet ready to dance for tomorrow's big finale." The television personality and newly licensed driver
I see. Right. Okay.
nodded as he heard the chorus of "Yes, Simon."
I just imagine him with a little cap on.
Like,
driving the-
"You all right, mate?"
Yeah.
And the sound of the 5 20-somethings climbing into their bunks. This is a big bus. Bunks?
Bunks. Wow.
Holy crap. They would have to drive through the night to make it to their finale show at Wembley Arena. Really? All night?
Newly appointed.
We could just stop at a B&B or something. It's like Wembley.
But get Premier in.
I mean, they're driving from America or something.
Yeah.
It would be a long night, but it was necessary. Simon took a sip of his cuppa.
Good
Which, oh wait, do I explain the cultural difference of cuppa?
What's a cuppa,
What's the difference?
Mike?
What's a cuppa?
Cup of tea.
There we go. Cup
of
of.
tea.
Oh, people can't
Yeah,
speak.
tea.
Hoping the trace amounts of caffeine
Tea,
would be
yeah.
enough. He didn't have a palate for coffee. So we know Simon's opinion on coffee.
Do we?
Oh, he just said he didn't have a palate for it.
Oh, I don't. Fair
So
enough.
there's a test end of this.
Fair enough.
Utterly delicious. Well, he had no palate for coffee. It's utterly delicious. Whatever. This guy. See, contradictions in the own sentence. Simon guzzled the whole thing down before he noticed to his horror that the tea wasn't the orange pekoe he thought he'd made, but rather it was sleepy time tea.
Oh no!
Must
Dun dun dun!
keep going.
Bloody hell!
Simon muttered to
Jesus
himself as he began
Christ.
to toes, giving it into the fatigue that sleepy time tea
Is he still
induces.
driving at this point?
Well,
What absolute
the bus
madman.
swayed left and right. Simon fell
Oh!
back to sleep. The weight of his
no.
foot pressed on the accelerator down further and further.
Oh.
The bus sped up and thankfully empty motorway, drifting
thank
between
God.
lanes until finally a vehicle holding such precious cargo made a sharp turn to the right, careening off the road and off to the white cliffs of Dover. The bus fell, gaining yet
Where
more.
are they?
Yeah. Wembley's not far from Dover. Overnight drive? Really?
Yeah, but if they're on the motorway, then they suddenly careen off the road, and then they're
Also,
at the
there's
white
not a
cliffs of
motorway
Dover.
right next to the cliffs.
I was
either,
gonna say, yeah.
so
So
how far have they gone?
it's going on a straight line.
Until there was a horrendous crash at the bottom. The 4 British and 1 Irish singers awoke. Like
They count more than one, the Irish.
also, Chris, do you know who's the Irish one?
Niall Horan.
There you go, cool. You should know that. Awoke to a strange, peaceful silence. There were no growls of the engine as the bus travelled, no music playing, not even birds chirping. Liam was the first to notice the complete lack of sound. When he opened his mouth to speak, nothing came out. stopped.
You joke.
Panicked that he would have been able to sing for the final show. That's the part I'm most worried about. Liam looked around. The bus was not as it should be. Objects were scattered around across, not the floor, but the ceiling.
Oh.
Is the bus upside down? He realised to his horror. But in the moment of fear, when his heart should be pounding out of his chest, it laid still. Are we? He looked closer at the mess of the ceiling of the bus. It was just blankets and pillows, and bodies of all 5 members of One Direction were laying crumpled and unmoving in a mass. Niall was the first to notice movement up towards the front of the bus. A flash of red. There we go. Then purple. Then green. Then yellow light streamed in through the shattered windshield.
Yay!
My God.
He went running
I'm
towards the
imagining
light.
this like a scene from It right
Yeah.
Actually, you not seeing in Alien where like he's in beep beep. That's what I'm imagining right now is happening.
I can imagine like a sonar.
Yeah, exactly. It was like in the events, like beep beep. Oh my God, it's in the vents. That's what I'm at. That's all. Right, actually, we're about the last third now. Nothing's happened so far. They've crashed. That's it. Standing in front of the inverted bus were 4 massive beings, at least 7 feet tall.
Wow.
7!
Built generally like humans, but with coloured fur adorning their entire bodies, strange glowing screens in their bellies, which are stupid as we know.
Yeah.
And antenna-like
ugly.
ugly antenna-like protrusions on the top of their heads. From the backs grew massive wings, matching the
wings?
colour of their fur.
Right.
Wow!
Their
I
wings.
don't remember this in Teletubbies.
I don't.
They had
The
wings.
One Direction boys each stepped out of the bus, trying to
Why?
ignore the broken body of Simon sat in the
Oh
driver's
no,
seat.
not newly appointed
They
bus driver Simon Cowell.
They stood in awe
Oh,
of the 4
no.
creatures. Surely not of this world, but somewhere familiar. Oh, we never see Simon again. He's died.
Oh no.
Yes.
He never makes a single
Well,
appearance in this whole thing
He's just
again.
become a newly appointed bus driver, though.
His first.
It's his time to shine.
He's 1 year from retirement.
Ugh.
Looking around, they realised they were no longer in jolly old England, but in some strange place. England. Actually, I would say Scotland. Wow. Much like the... Sorry, Scotland.
I
Much
don't
like...
think we're in Wembley anymore, Toto.
Oh, Jesus. Harry wanted to scream.
Don't we all?
There was no way they could be dead. There was no way this was heaven. It wasn't fair. They only had 1 show left on tour. They'd be letting their fans down. The
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah, Harry, did you hear that? You let
The
me
purple one knowingly placed a hand on his shoulder.
down. Her? Her hand?
His.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Sorry, his shoulder.
say.
No, on his shoulder.
Oh, I see.
On the
Right.
One Direction one. And, mouth barely moving, he heard a soft... Tinky Winky.
Comforted.
Comforted, he looked at the being's hand, then to his shoulder, then behind him. The most British word here. Gadzooks! Harry thought. There were wings back there. That's the part you noticed first.
Yeah, why
the
the
wings.
Yeah.
Not the fact that 7 foot
Not the
tall.
TVs or
multicolored.
yeah, or the antennae, the TVs. No, the
That's like
wings.
the other 4 boys easily took notice of the grand new realization and each spread their own wings.
Wow.
And with their wings came their voices. It's like religious satire. Please, great ones, we only have 1 show left. Is there any way we may go back just this once? Pleaded Louis.
You raise me up. Oh, that's the wrong band.
The green being responded with a sorrowful "Dipsy" as he shook his massive head. No.
Aww.
I'll be damned. Our fans deserve more than anyone else. You can make this one exception for a gang of talented young lads, can't you? Harry chided. The smallest of the group, though still massive, nodded his red head. Poe. With that, Niall, Louis, Liam and Harry took flight for the first time. Clumsy perhaps, but it came naturally to the boys somehow. Zayn, however, struggled to leave the ground. Oh, it's a metaphor right now.
Oh
here.
no.
He was
Go
leaving.
without me, fellows, he
Aw.
yelled. I want a solo career anyway.
There we go.
So
When was this written?
I'll find out so. And so the 4 boys flew up and up and up until they reached the baby face in the sky. With a nod and a giggle, it opened its gigantic mouth and the boys flew in. It was dark for a moment, and all of a sudden they were in the green room at the Wembley Arena.
Oh,
Yes.
God.
They looked behind them, and they still had their wings.
Oh.
Now,
That's awesome.
now,
Was that it?
No, there's one last time.
Oh, right,
I
sorry.
mentioned this actually. If this doesn't make TMZ, I don't know what will, exclaimed Liam as they headed out onto the stage. Now, my first question is, right, if my manager died in a crash, especially Simon Cowell of all people.
Who's a newly appointed bus driver.
Yes.
Right.
If I was at Wembley, wouldn't they be going, what happened to Simon? Why are you four boys just here now?
I'm
I
sure...
forgot about Simon Cowell.
This is written 2017.
I'm sure...
Well, it's when around the time Zayn broke up, I think.
Yeah.
Well, so Simon
and
Cowell
broke my
died.
heart.
Yeah, Simon
Yeah,
Cowell
he
died.
died.
Right, so I'd be thinking, what a godsend.
I think Us Weekly would say...
Yeah, the broken body of Simon
Yeah,
sitting in the
good.
driver's seat.
Good.
He's
Broken
dead.
body.
Look, he's dead. You don't mention it
Yeah.
ever again after
If
this
you have a broken body, you're dead.
It was a newly appointed bus driver after all.
Yeah.
Well, that was...
That is time to sign. Well, thank you very much. Whoever wrote
That's
that.
why he didn't drive his...
That was
Thank you for
Unstable
introducing us to that
Universes, he
fanfiction,
wrote that.
James.
It's now time for the calendar of truth.
Truth.
Again, before the podcast, we wrote down a load of random TV shows, books, films, whatever, on pieces of paper. We folded them up, and because we couldn't find a bowl, we're using my colander.
Hence the calendar of truth.
We have a big
no.
colander and a small colander.
We're using
Yeah,
the
well,
small
we're doing
colander
it in
would
the
fit
small
better.
calendar today.
We're using the baby one.
Yeah,
We're using
we'll
the
use
baby
the
colander.
big colander next time.
And we're gonna draw. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw two pieces of paper from the colander
Of truth.
of truth.
Truth.
Calendar of truth.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Thank you. And then, as a group, we are going to make a fan fiction with those two pieces of paper. What a plot for a
Okay.
fan fiction.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Who's going first?
I'm going to draw the first two.
Alright.
So we've got the Sixth Sense.
Sixth
Okay.
Sense.
Yeah.
Bit appropriate, we're going to see
Sixth
Glass
Sense.
tomorrow. So
Yeah.
I'm
that's
going to see
appropriate.
Glass tomorrow.
Yeah.
Glass. And we also have Churchill.
Right.
That's the dog from the advert.
The
Not
dog from
Oh,
the
the
not
dog.
the
Yeah, right, okay.
ex-Prime Minister. No, we're talking about...
So we've got Churchill the dog,
Oh,
and we've
yes.
got the Sixth Sense.
Oh, yes.
I see dead people.
Actually,
Basically, that's
Oh,
what that's what we're doing right now.
Okay.
So let's set the scene. So we're in some sort of like dingy sort of house.
Okay.
You know, the floorboards are creaking.
Yeah.
There's
I haven't
a little boy there, but
It's looking creepy already.
he's got you know in those old games where they have like a companion on the shoulder. Got a little Churchill dog.
Oh.
Little Churchill dog's on his shoulder.
So Haley Joel Osment and the Churchill dog are going to a haunted
Right.
house. Right.
And then, Chris, you take over.
Oh well, I think it's going to be. He gets to the bed, you know, where he's sort of lying in bed, but then all of a sudden the kid changes into Churchill, right? So the thing on his shoulder suddenly turns into the child, and he's lying in bed looking at Bruce Willis and saying, "I can get you cheaper car insurance." And Bruce Willis is intrigued. Take away, James.
Bruce Willis thinks for a second, very longingly, as he has been realising he's been paying a lot for his car insurance recently. And he eventually said, you know what, I'm going to take you up on that deal. And Churchill says, oh, the offer only lasts to the next minute. And Bruce Willis says, shit, I'm a ghost, I can't do that. I spot up. And then... Straight?
And then I haven't seen it.
I'll just make something up there, it'd be
That's
funny.
a terrible ending to the story.
It was a dream.
So Bruce Willis is a ghost, and he's like,
Spoiled the twist. Oh well, who cares?
Yeah.
Shyamalan would be killing you right now.
If you've not seen The Sixth Sense, you shouldn't listen to this bit.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Sorry, yeah.
Spoilers from a minute ago.
Yeah.
Sorry.
the
Bruce
ghost
Yeah.
says to Churchill, I think I will take you up on your offer, but I would have to talk to my other ghost friends. And then
Right.
Churchill goes, oh yes, that's fine.
You would never say that's fine.
And his ghost friends were actually...
Oh, it's David's turn.
Oh, go on.
Actually,
Who's
David.
ghost friends?
Okay, so
His ghost friends were.
his other ghost friends were there were Casper.
Makes
Casper
sense.
the ghost.
Makes
Right.
sense.
And they were also some of the various villains from Scooby-Doo
Yeah.
That actually died.
that actually died,
actually
in
died.
the filming of the
The
show,
full-
and they weren't allowed to show the
Oh.
episodes because they were too controversial
So,
at the time.
To form the ultimate alliance of Ocean and Finance.
So basically,
Exactly.
Yeah.
he chats with his ghost friends, And they're like, oh yeah, we could all do with some better deals on our car insurance. Not that we can drive, but you know, because we can't fucking touch the wheel. And they decide, yeah, we'll do it. We got the cheaper car insurance. And they all lived happily ever after.
Yay!
Okay, so that story was, it was The Sixth Sense and Churchill. So in a creepy house with a boy with a Churchill character on the shoulder like an avatar from a video game. And he's in bed and the kid suddenly turns into Churchill. And then he's sat there and he's chatting with Bruce Willis. And Bruce Willis gets offered some car insurance, a better deal on his car insurance by Churchill. And Bruce Willis takes him up on the offer, but then he realises, oh shit, I'm a ghost. I can't actually do this. And Churchill's like, oh, it doesn't matter. We're going to do it. I'm bless you.
Don't Boris Johnson.
Lovely game of whiff-waff. So anyway, he goes and chats with his ghost friends to confirm the deal. They confirm the deal, and then they all get better deals on their car insurance.
Who wants to go next then?
Yay.
Right, Chris, pick 2 from the colander of wisdom.
So the first one is... We have Art Attack.
Oh, by the way, if you're listening in America, Art Attack was a show done by a guy called Neil Buchanan, who just kind of art stuff, arts
So
and crafts.
And what does he do
thing.
now?
Art Attack.
He's in a band. He was in a band before, wasn't he?
Was he?
Now
I'm gonna Google
he's in a band now.
Art Attack and Futurama.
Dun, 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 dun,
Right.
dun, 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 dun.
Alright then.
So,
Start us off.
one day we had Neil Buchanan was showing us how to paint a lovely futuristic city.
Lovely.
Right.
Where, lo and behold, he heard a voice of Zoidberg saying, "But then, where's this dimension portal?" Has a terrible Zoidberg impression, but never mind. And then Neil Buchanan thought, I can hear a voice. What's going on here? He realised it's coming from his picture.
Out of the picture step Zoidberg and Bender. Zoidberg has already been hit in the head by Bender for talking to him. Neil Buchanan, in defence, throws a toilet roll rocket at him. But it doesn't beat it.
Did he use some PVA glue?
But I was going to say, the PVA glue was too dry. It fell apart.
No.
And Bender bent it in half. Then the talking head... I forgot his name from Art Attack. What's the name of the head? The little head thing.
I don't know.
I'll just say the talking head from Art Attack.
Arthur.
Then said... Oh, that was it.
Was it? No,
Oh, no,
I was making names
Well,
up.
forget. What's I call him, Arthur? Arthur, the talking head, then said to Bender...
We're going to take you down to the sewers.
Okay.
Right? So they're going to go to the sewers. To meet some other 90s creations, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Fair
So
enough.
they go down there with the head, and then the head decides... the head decides, right, this is a better painting than the futuristic city in Futurama. You're going to paint the sewers, and then...
So they decide that they're going to paint the sewers. However, they don't have the right shade of green because they haven't melted down the horses correctly to make the paint. Bender's like, well, I'm gonna. Oh, that was a really bad
That was Ray Winston. That was Ray Winston.
You what, mate?
So Bender goes...
So Bender says, oh, well, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna...
It's alright, we've got to do the impression.
Bender goes, I'm gonna go and kill some horses. Kill all horses. To melt them down into blue, so we can make the green paint to do the sewers properly. Zoidberg scuttled off somewhere. He's like, I'm going to scuttle, and he scuttles off somewhere in the sewers.
Okay.
And he's got a fish, and then this happened.
And then he is looking for this fish. Turns out it's got 3 eyes. And then he pops out of the water because he was in the water looking for the fish.
I see.
And he pops out the water and then sees people looking at him, and they've got like yellow faces. And he's in Simpsons universe.
Crossover with a
Oh, too many crossovers!
To be continued.
Multiverse!
Spontaneous
What
crossover.
happened with the Simpsons then?
It was to be continued.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
If that was an Art Attack episode,
Very,
then
I would like to do the next
fucking
one.
paint it.
very Salvador Dali. That I like it.
I got 2 here.
Here we go.
First one is IT crowd.
Right.
Alright.
Well, the IT crowd if you're an idiot. And the second one is Star Trek: The Next Generation.
I'm drinking to that.
Oh.
The
Okay.
IT crowd and Star Trek The Next Generation.
No,
Okay.
it didn't all come out.
It did. I've run
There we
out
go.
of gin.
There we go.
Straight's now run out of gin. She's very upset.
So,
So send some
Send
gin,
us gin.
by this
Please.
address in the
PO
in
box,
the-
not
Tweet
fuck.
us with some good gins.
Yeah.
Okay, so IT crowd and Star Trek: The Next Generation. I almost read that as Shrek then. Shrek. I combined the two words somehow. Okay.
Star Trek.
Star Trek. Oh, actually, that's a good name for it. Imagine this, right? Enterprise.
But
Captain
underpants.
Moss is sat at his chair. We need to go to the shops, said Moss. What are you talking about, said Roy.
What are you talking about?
Well, I can't do an Irish accent very well.
What are you talking about, said Roy?
He says, can't you just get the robot to do it? Data just looks at him and goes, I'm not programmed for that function. And Ross said, you do realise if I don't have my daily order of knickknacks, I will scream. And goes, oh ploppers, I want my mum wanted some for her tea. And then Picard came in and shouted,
We're on the wrong planet! And Picard turned out to be Matt Berry.
We're on the wrong.
We're on the wrong planet, we should be on Uranus! And then they go to Uranus, and then they find...
They find
Unicorns.
a massive unicorn herd.
okay.
And
A yerd, as you'd call them.
Captain Picard, who also seems to be Matt Berry, is like, I must have one of those unicorns. And Moss is saying, well, I can get one for you, Captain. And he goes, make it so. So they beam down to the planet with Moss, Data, Captain Picard, who is also Matt Berry,
on Uranus.
on Uranus. And they're walking around
Roy.
trying to catch one
What's
of
Roy
these.
doing?
Oh, we have Roy's there as well.
There we go.
Well, no, he's not actually there. He's up there. It's just like, beam us down, Irish.
Oh, I see. Beams down Irish.
Of course I would beam you down to the planet Uranus. They beam them down and they're trying to catch these unicorns. And Matt Berry, who is also Captain Picard, because at this point they're just swapping identities, is mounted one of the unicorns. It's like, they're my friend now. I'm going to catch one. And then...
Well, one of the unicorns is his friend, but when turns out they can't get away from the planet, so they need to grind up the rest of the unicorns and use them as the warp fuel to get
Putting
back.
horses to this.
And that's how that's the way they use the engines, because they've run out of fuel. So
Ah.
So
Just
they're
gotta
using
finish the story
ground
off
up
now.
unicorns.
because the magic
Right.
unicorns,
Physics-wise, tell me how it works.
well, they put it into
The engine goes.
the engines.
And it goes vroom.
Picard goes, make it so, and then they go,
Make it so!
and then
Look at so.
and then they set it to warp 9, and then they go off.
So
Father!
they press the on button and it goes.
Right, so they've got the engines going, they're off
Everything's
from
fine.
Uranus, they're out of Uranus.
When
Go.
suddenly a wild gen comes out of nowhere
Oh.
and attacks the Enterprise with the internet.
There's a
She
blinking
says,
light on it.
I don't know how this works, I'm just going to throw it and hope for the best.
And then Roy says, have you tried turning it off and on again?
Roy, Moss, Picard, also played by Matt Berry, panic.
Mm-hmm.
Only to find that it's merely a joke. When suddenly, James Nicholson farts.
James Nicholson is one of our group, by the way.
James
thanks.
Nicholson farts.
Not, yeah.
The
And
character of James, it's not the person.
And they all die. The end.
Well, the worst ending ever. So to summarise, to summarise that story, just for Captain Moss wanted to get some knickknacks for his mum, but it turns out they couldn't, and Picard, also played by Matt Berry,
Make it
go,
so.
yeah, make it so. They're on the wrong planet. They go to Uranus, grind up some unicorns. I guess maybe they kept the one that was a friend but killed the others. I don't know. and they go warp speed. Giant Jen throws the internet at them. I fart, and everyone's scared. That was... Thanks, Chris. He like an evil laugh as he walked away there.
Okay. So the next two are almost
I
up
can't even rock
You wrapped them.
What have we got?
Right.
We have.
What was it?
X-Men
Alright.
and Peter Pan.
Oh shit!
Right.
Charles Xavier is chilling in his mansion one day.
Okay.
He was also played by Matt Berry. Because it's the same actor.
Is every Patrick Stewart role played by Matt Berry
Patrick
now?
Stewart is Matt Berry. I need to go and find some new mutants to do my mutant business.
As you would say.
Mutant business.
Get your suits and ties.
It's a mutant business. So he floats off on his chair. He's just floating around, and he sees this massive pirate ship. He's like, "Oh, that looks interesting." I'm Matt Berry again.
Apparently, he's flip-flopping between Patrick Stewart and Matt Berry.
He gets onto the pirate ship. And he's like, "Oh, there's loads of pirates here on a pirate ship.
Wow,
How
really?
convenient." This seems, and he sees this one who's got a massive fuck-off hook in his hand. He's like, "Oh, that guy looks dangerous." He looks like he has an adamantium hook. He looks a bit like Wolverine, but with a hook. So I'm gonna try and recruit him to the X-Men, and then this happened.
Oh.
And then Peter Pan came and said, "Yo, I'm
Oh, hey, darling.
Hey, bro.
Oh my god!
Yo,
What's
Captain
up,
Hook,
guys?
give us a book. Give us a book.
Hashtag Snapchat.
Give us a
Oh
book,
my
Bill.
god!
Oh, shit.
Bye." And then he was like, "Did you know Hook got his hand eaten by a crocodile?" And then
Bit of lore
Xavier was like, "No way."
Is that it?
Oh shit! No way.
And then
Oh, it's not fair that he thinks it's funny.
and then
Disability allowance all
he
that.
was like, "So you're gonna recruit him into your mutant
No,
gang?"
we shouldn't laugh
And
at
then
disabled people. That's silly.
Xavier was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna introduce him into my mutant gang."
Right.
And then, yeah.
Right.
Right, go. Right. Okay.
How'd you come from that?
When suddenly the hybrid of the crocodile and juggernaut
Ah.
and brutally bit the
It's
ship.
Juggernaut.
And meanwhile,
Juggernaut.
and to defend themselves, Peter Pan uses laser powers. And then he
It's
said,
Cyclops all of a sudden.
"Yes, uses laser powers to defeat the Jugger Shark, crocodile,
Smart shot.
Jugger shot.
Good shot. Good shark. Crocodile.
the Juggerdial, the Juggerdial, yeah.
Crocodile.
And then Peter Pan said, "Well, why don't you go and sit on a Bible?"
So he's already defeated the crocodile. There's still us two to
Pass it
go.
on.
Go sit on a Bible.
Go sit on a Bible. That's what Peter Pan
Xavier
says.
looked at this nonsense and realised he doesn't know biology very well, and said to Peter Pan, "You're way more of a mutant than that fucking guy with a hook. I want you instead." And Captain Hook's like, "Wait, you said I was a mutant." He says, "No, you're just a disabled guy. You're not real.
Yeah.
You don't count as a real mutant." And then he takes off his hook and replaces it with a spatula and goes, "I can make the best burgers for you in the world."
And Peter Pan goes, "My leg."
And Peter Pan then lasers it off, permanently losing his entire right hand. And then Peter Pan defeats him, and the shark crocodile octopus juggernaut thing then kills him. And Xavier's like, "I want you to join my group of X-Men business," as you somehow called him.
So who lost the?
Captain Hook is gone now.
Yeah.
Right. So but the thing is, with all this, Xavier sort of goes back to the institute, and he realizes that after all, they weren't mutants. They weren't special in any way. They were all just disabled people. So
How do you explain the eyes then? Laser eyes.
they just think,
You know, Tourette's.
we shouldn't be treated. We shouldn't be treated as special people. You know, we should be treated like disabled people. We're just normal people.
Actually, Mike,
At the end of the day, that's all we are. We're not special. Yeah, Mystique can turn into other people. They're not disabled. But at the end of the day, we're all disabled. And that's it really.
Scope
and then
Nielsen.
but then Xavier dies. So That confirms the fact that he's been human all along.
Oh no!
Right, do you want to step in your soapbox for a sec? I'm quite ready.
Okay, so
That was the worst story so far.
Go on, Michael.
So we've got Pokemon,
Alright.
Okay.
There's no accent on the E, I'm disappointed, Strud. Oh.
Father Ted.
Father Ted and Pokemon.
Father Ted. And
Pokemon and Father Ted.
Alright, okay, Pokey Ted.
Poker Ted.
Got to bless them all, Ted.
Tedamon.
Tedamon.
So Dougal decides one day to catch all the Jackamon, and
Okay.
and this means that you have a whiskey ball that you throw, and you catch
A
the
whiskey ball.
Yeah.
yeah you have a
What
whiskey ball.
kind of Pokemon do they catch?
The
Jackamon.
The
Jackamon.
Jackymons.
Right, okay.
They catch the Jackymons, and as soon as you throw it, the Jackymon comes inside the whiskey bowl.
And goes, fuck!
Yeah, and that's the sound it makes. So one day he's out catching it, and Ted's by the side of him. What?
Arse! Arse!
So he's by the side of him, right? This is somewhere in Ireland somewhere, and he throws the ball. Suddenly, transported to Edo medieval time of Japan.
Is that?
Alright.
Okay.
This happens. Pulls the ball. Feck. Right. Jackamon's nowhere to be seen. Right. Jackamon's nowhere to be seen. He's thrown this whiskey ball.
God.
He's run out of whiskey balls.
Oh,
What happens next?
So
no.
What actually happened there?
It's like, oh, feck, I need to go find some more whiskey balls so I can catch some more Jackamon.
What's the worst
And
Irish
he
accent?
goes off and he finds this little blue shop,
Little blue
a
shop.
little blue shop, and he goes in and everything's the fucking same.
Oh no!
And you can't
That's
actually
racist, that.
get into any of the counters. You have to go to the person at the desk to buy what you want. So he goes to the front and he's like, I want to buy some Jackaballs, please. Some whiskey balls, please.
He's in
It's like,
Japan.
Is it, what?
He's
Japan.
in Edo.
Yeah, but you
Times.
I'd like to buy some whiskey balls,
you
please.
still had whiskey balls, come on.
It's like,
Get real.
we do not sell whiskey balls.
English now.
Right, we can't air this.
No, we don't sell whiskey balls here in Japan. We only sell sake balls. Sake balls.
He said that in an
Yeah,
Irish
sake
accent.
balls.
Sake balls.
Soccer ball.
Sake balls.
They're like the next best thing to whiskey balls. It's like, okay then, I'll have 20 of them, please, Ted. I was like,
Alright.
my name is not Ted. Well, I'm going to call you Ted anyway.
Actually, Betty would say that. So I guess
And then this happens.
And then
it's what's from the
he
triggers
he
go.
goes and catches some Pokemon,
Jackamon.
but then he can't
No,
comprehend
different.
that they're far away. and then they're in this farm, and then there's all these like Pokemon, and he's trying to catch them, but he has to throw them so far, and then Ted's with him, and he's like
Ted's in
they're
your hand.
close, but they're far away, and then he's trying to throw it so far, and then he catches a cow.
Jack
Jacket cow.
Jacket cow.
Jack a
Sounds
cow.
horrible. Jack a cow.
And that's what he uses against all the traders in the area.
Mm.
Go.
Right.
Oh, it's Chris, yeah.
When suddenly Father Jack rolls up with a Mewtwo on his side
Fair enough.
Against the Jack a cow.
and says, "I've got ways to defeat you, young poker players."
Well, you're not drunk.
No, he's sober this one time.
No. It's summer.
And then Mewtwo raises the earth in a fit of rage. And then oh no, it's Mewtwo, the powerful one, isn't it? Yeah. Right. So tell like,
Mew and
so
Mew.
Right, they're both
Father
powerful,
Jack
both
has a
powerful.
Mewtwo. Whereas Mew, the pink one, he's pink, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yes, he's pink. Right, okay.
Mewtwo's purple.
Oh, is it?
Purple,
Mew's
white.
pink.
Purple and white. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. Well, a Mew comes along and says, no, we can't do that. Mike's gone for a wee. We can't do this. And then Ted says, "Oh no there! You can't be doing that there, son!" And then he trips and has a brick thrown at his head.
Yes. Is that my cue to
God, shite!
Yes.
And then Jules like, oh look, it's a rock type Jackamon. And he tries to catch it, and it ends up fleeing. And then Bishop Brennan comes in, rolling in with an Arceus, because he's the greatest Pokemon trainer ever, and says, "Ted, you're fired." And Ted tries to plead with him, saying, I simply wanted to catch all the Jackamons. This is all Dougal-san's. It's Duran. Dougal-san. It's his fault. And Bishop Brennan says, Jack says, "I will call off my Mewtwo if you explain where all your money went in the savings account."
In the savings account.
And it turns out he went to Vegas and they all had a fun time.
Is that it?
Yeah.
We've got 5 pieces of paper left with 5 different things on them.
Count it, 5.
And there's 5 of us.
Oh, shit.
Coincidentally.
That was a good coincidence.
What?
That
the
was
chances?
totally done on purpose. So what's going to happen now is each of us, we're going to tell a story, but we're not going to be able to see what we've got written on our piece of paper until it gets to our turn to say the story.
Yep.
So we'll
Sounds good.
start with Strid.
Yeah, we'll go
Okay.
clockwise round.
Go on.
So
Fine.
you open yours.
Don't open it until... Okay.
I have Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo. Alright,
So
so
start-
Start with Scooby-Doo.
Start
Starts
Scooby-Doo.
with Scooby-Doo.
And then pass it on.
Go.
to who you want.
So, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Right, so, he's solving a mystery somewhere.
Great start.
Someone has been murdered.
Right.
Wow.
Or they've been murdered by a fisherman.
So the fisherman is actually the Milky Bar kid. So Scooby-Doo, hey, we need to find Milky Bar kid. Because he needs to find the Milky Bar kid.
Oh,
I see, right.
well, he's dead though.
So
Not the fisherman.
Scooby and Shaggy go off somewhere to try and find the Milky Bar kid, and instead all they do is they find a ton of Milky Bars, and then they make a huge Milky Bar sandwich with just 2 pieces of bread and a Milky Bars and a couple of Buenos thrown in there. Just for good measure.
And bounties.
Because you can never have enough Buenos and bounties. And then next, this happened.
So Buzz and Woody befriend Scooby. These are round. They're eating the Milky Bars. They're like, Scooby's like, "What are you doing here?" And then there's like Woody and Buzz, and they're like, "Well, we're just having some Milky Bars. Well, that's what we do." So now Scooby's run away because he's too scared. And then he's met Buzz and Woody, who can actually help him. So basically,
Buzz.
Buzz and Woody. Buzz
Buddy.
flies.
Buzz and Buddy.
And don't forget when you're thinking of like Scooby, he's like a dog size. Buzz.
He's a fucking dog. That's right.
He's like
Exactly. Exactly. So I'm getting to the point.
Various sizes,
I'm getting to the
right?
point that Buzz and Woody are only like little toys. So they're trying to help out, and they're like this miniature thing.
I thought rising on top of them.
So like Woody gets on the back of Buzz. Buzz starts flying off.
Hey!
And then they land next to the Milky Bar house, and then this happens.
God, alright. They go to Milky Bar house, and Gollum is there. And he's holding the remaining Milky Bars that they could not find, because their sandwiches were incomplete. And he's like, I can't do the voice, like, "My precious." That's just like, "My precious," holding the last Milky Bar. And Scooby and Buzz want it badly, while Shaggy is too stoned out of his mind.
And what does Woody do?
I think Woody was looking around the back to find some clues about what happened to Milky Bar fisherman.
Okay.
And it turns out that
Buzz is
Gollum...
just being a dick.
Yeah. And it turns out Gollum actually knew where it went, but he would only help out if Gollum can return the 1 Milky Bar to the fisherman.
It's precious.
It's precious after all,
precious.
because he needs to find him. And Buzz and Scooby agree, while Shaggy's a bit dubious. As you know, he would be Milky Bar Kid and, you know, Gollum.
Absolutely.
Like that,
Yeah.
you know. Hands going into each other, that's what I'm doing. And...
Giggity.
Yes, giggity. and they follow him towards the volcano where they got to throw the 1 Milky Bar in. And the Milky
I like
Bar...
your hat, Chris.
Thank you very much.
But the Milky Bar fisherman comes to attack him, and then...
Suddenly, Woody falls in a time hole where he's greeted by the Jetsons. Where he meets the Jetsons in their future house, and he falls on the conveyor belts they have outside, and he's like, "Fuck's sake! Get me off this, please, George." When suddenly, the maid... Was it Rosie?
Rosie.
Rosie, there you go. Rosie the maid says, "Oh no, there's a toy there on a conveyor belt. What should we do? Should we bring it into society? Should we raise it, treat it as a god? Should we burn it? Who can say? This robot's quite articulate, you see. Who'd have thought? And then all of a sudden, Milky Bar kids thought, I know what I'm going to do.
Throw him.
I'm going to go for a dump. That's the story.
That's how the last one of his ended. James farting.
I think that's
It's fine.
a pretty cool story right there. So,
Okay, well, on that note...
We never found out what happened
Yeah.
to the fisherman.
on that bombshell.
are we finishing? Are we
I'm
done?
pretty sure that's all we've got time for.
Oh my god!
Before we go, we have to subscribe. We have to say subscribe
We
to
have
our
to subscribe.
channel, to the Freudian
We'll put a
Slippers.
link up.
We've got a link here.
The F Slippers.
Follow our Twitter, which is at the F Slippers.
Yes.
Follow our individual Twitters. Strid doesn't have Twitter.
Because she's gay.
I have Instagram.
She has
Well,
Instagram.
that doesn't matter.
We might put our links in the description below.
Maybe
If not stalkers.
Twitter's-
But just
what-
subscribe.
subscribe. Hope you enjoyed
Share us. That's
it.
it.
Let us know what was good, what was bad.
I
Probably.
don't understand Twitter.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
No one understands
How old
this
are you?
podcast. That's the other
Next
thing.
episode, we explain Twitter to Strid.
Yeah.
See what
You
happens.
got any suggestions what you want us to do next?
Post them in those
Put
comments.
a link.
Like
down
and subscribe.
below.
Boy,
Down
yeah.
below. You
Yes,
want-
boy.
you
Here
want-
we go.
You want
I've got one.
Anyone-
David, drink more beer.
any more fan fiction? Just let us know.
Send
I will let
us
you-
shit.
Yes.
Send us more gin.
And Logan Paul, if you're watching, subscribe.